Hi, Dr. Galina here. And in this week's episode of our podcast, Fully Functional, we discussed about surviving daylight savings time from a functional medicine perspective. And one of the things we hit on is something you've probably heard me talk about in previous episodes, as well as if you're a patient of mine, you know this is a favorite hormone that we look at. It's called cortisol, which is produced by our adrenal glands and essentially our stress hormone, although it has so many other roles beyond managing our stress or being a hormone that responds to stress. So one of the things that impacts is the way we feel during this time of circadian rhythm disruption, when daylight savings has now happened and our days are getting shorter, our daylight hours are getting shorter, it's getting darker earlier, and that impacts not only how we produce a certain circadian hormones like melatonin, but also it affects our cortisol production. And normally what happens with our cortisol is when you first wake up, it's low, then it peaks within an hour or so after waking, and slowly but surely supposed to go down throughout the day. But during this time of year, and although this is kind of normal for what's happening during this time of year, it doesn't feel good. But what can happen is that cortisol can have an extremely high peak in the morning and then like crash throughout the rest of the day, or it can be completely flatline in the morning and then have like this huge peak at night, and leave us feeling like wired but tired. So none of that is good. So one of the biggest things that we need to look at beyond melatonin levels when it comes in terms of hormones is cortisol, and that's something that can be tested. And even without testing, there are things we can do holistically, naturally to help balance our cortisol. And so that is something that we will hit more on in this episode. So take a listen.